Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'm Brian Moritz. Today I get to walk you around a 2022 Winnebago Solis 59PX. This is a brand new Winnebago Solis, and it is available as of November 26th at roughly 10 o'clock. So we'll walk around the outside first and then we'll head inside. First thing I want to point out is we've got this really nice LED light bar right above the passenger door. So pretty cool little setup, so you can be working out here at night, or if you want kind of a guiding light back from wherever you are, your campfire, back to your van, so you're not walking through the dark. Down below, we've got the full-length running board for the passenger door as well as your main entry door. Notice on each end of that running board, we do have little leash pockets. So if you want to tie your dog up to the van while you're hanging out outside, you can do that. They gave you a place to do it. Just behind the running board here, we've got the fill for our 6-gallon propane tank. Now also, we've got a switch right here. That's gonna be our propane valve. The tank itself is pretty far up underneath the van, so they give you an electronic valve to turn it off just for additional safety. Behind that, we've got a sewer hose tube, just a place to keep your sewer hose. So with the Solis 59PX model, there's a couple things that you get that you don't get on just the standard 59P. One of them is going to be the Coleman Mach 13,500 BTU air conditioning mounted on the roof. And the second thing is underneath, we've got the 2,800 watt quiet gas generator. Now, I'm going to have this generator on for the duration of the video, but right here where I'm standing now is where we're going to get the most noise out of this generator, and it's running. So it's a very quiet new generator, and it does come standard on all 59PXs. In the back of the Solis 59PX, we get some pretty good storage right here, about 18 inches of just flat space. Now we do have tie-down rings on both sides as well as both walls. They just pop in and move around as needed. You can also put things like fork stands for your bicycles on those tie-down rings. Also in the back, we've got our water manifold. So we've got our hot and cold exterior shower. Down below that, we've got our city water connection. We're going to use that to either fill the tank or use city water, just depending on where you're at and what you're doing. A place to turn the water pump on. Up above our water manifold, we've got two 110 volt outlets. Those will be alive as soon as you turn on the generator or have it plugged into shore power. An additional ZAMP solar panel connection, so you can plug in an additional panel and run it out there 100 feet from your van. And then a little bit of storage under what you'll see will be the bed. Now, also on the back of it, we've got a full color backup camera right up top there. Now, that backup camera can be displayed either on the mirror or on your dash, just depending on where you're at and what you're doing. Coming around to the driver's side of this van, we've got our exhaust pipes in the back there, the small ones for the generator, the big ones for the engine itself. Down below, we've got our gray tank drain. So that's a 20-gallon gray water tank to go along with the 20-gallon freshwater tank. Right above that, 30 amp connection. If you are in a campground, you can just plug this in. That way you never have to run your generator and you can still run your air conditioning. And then the 5-gallon cassette black tank. So this just pulls out nice and easy. Take it out, and that just acts as your sewer tank. And then you can go dump it either in a pre-plumbed toilet if you have that available, or just your standard RV dump station. Right here, the exhaust for our Truma Combi system, that's going to be our heat as well as hot water. Just before we get into the cab, I just want to show you the stuff that you won't be able to see on the driver's side door. So we do have power windows, power locks, And then power mirrors. What's really interesting is we can actually move all 4 mirrors right here. Usually the bottom ones are manual, but the Ram ProMaster chassis this is built on does have the option to move all 4. And then we also have power folding mirrors. So if you're, in a tight parking spot or parked on a street somewhere, you don't have to worry about your mirrors getting taken off. Coming around the front, so this is powered by a 3.6 liter gas V6 engine, and it is front wheel drive. While we're standing here, the stock number to this unit is 5N211779. Again, it's a 2022 Winnebago Solis 59PX. And this one is brand new and available. Now we'll go ahead and go inside. Actually, before we do that, so we always get the question of how do you swivel seats around, and this does have the option that both your driver and passenger seat will turn around and become part of the living area. So I always like to do it from the outside. I think it's easiest so you're not working in the cramped condition. All you're gonna do, slide this seat forward. Now on both sides of the seat, we're gonna have a little lever. It does blend in very well. This one right here is to move the backrest forward and back. And then on the opposite side is your swivel release. Now that it's all the way turned around, we can move that seat back and still have this nice big entryway into the RV. So right as we walk in here, we've got another exterior shower, great to hose off the kids or the dogs before they go inside the RV. Next to that, 2 110 volt outlets, also powered by the generator. This is really nice if you need power outside. You can just get a little extension cord. And then across from that, we've got the NovaCool refrigerator. Notice how that door does open all the way 180 degrees so that you can access it from the outside. And this refrigerator does have a little ice box in it, just enough to get you by. Right on the inside of the store, we've got the coach battery disconnect. So this is just going to kill all the power to the batteries if we wanted to put it in storage for a long time. 2 USB ports, as well as 1 12 volt connection, light switches for the interior, and that's going to bring us to the inside of the van. So the cool thing about the Winnebago Solis 59PX is it is the pop top model. So if you're traveling with a family of 4, up top here we do have additional sleeping. Plenty of room for honestly, 2 adults can sleep up there, no problem. So with the pop top, you do get this ladder. What's cool about this ladder and how Winnebago did this is it does just come apart. It takes some breaking in, but they get easier over time. So it breaks in 2, and then we have storage right here above the cab where we can throw the ladder. Now, for your passengers, we do have 2 seats here. They do have 3-point seat belts on them. And then back behind the seats, there is a storage place for a table. So if your kids are sitting back here, want to have their iPads or something out, they can sit and watch movies on their iPads on the table. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but for littler ones, it's not a big deal. And then also, if you were to swivel this driver's seat around, you would have access to the table as well if you wanted to eat a meal. So coming back just a little bit, we've got the wet bath with the bifold door. So toilet, this is a swivel head toilet, and then just a manual flush, but this is nice for those of you who might need some extra leg room. Little storage here for all your toiletries. Well, the toiletries that can get wet, and then a dry storage towards the front of the shower for the things you don't want to get wet. Up top, hot and cold shower. And then this bar right here is just a hanging bar if you want to hang your clothes, but it is easily removable. Now this door does have magnets on the top, on the bottom, and then it's also got this manual lock right there to keep it from flying open while you're driving. Directly across from the bathroom, we've got the kitchen. So a little extra counter space that pulls out. 2-burner gas cooktop that is going to pull gas directly off of that 6-gallon propane tank. Hot and cold sink. Nice drawers, and then a really big cabinet down below the sink. And then one more cabinet up above the sink. This is going to be all of our manuals for this motorhome. Notice when I open that cabinet up, we do have a magnet on the ceiling, so you don't have to worry about trying to hold it up while you're getting things out of there. One thing I want to talk about is the EcoHot System. So basically what that is a recycler. So it's going to take all the water that's in those lines and drain it back into the fresh water tank, the 20-gallon fresh water tank, and pump hot water up into your lines so that as soon as you turn this sink on, you have hot water available. That way you're not wasting any water waiting for it to warm up. Good storage, or a good kind of spice rack setup. 2 110-volt outlets, great for a coffee maker if you need it. 2 12-volt or 2 USBs and 1 12-volt cigarette style lighter, or cigarette lighter style outlet, which is going to bring us back into the bedroom area. One more nice cabinet. Now this shelf is adjustable up and down as needed. Another cabinet. Inside of this cabinet, we're going to see the screens for the front of the van. Those are going to be your privacy screens so people can't see in. Now this table right here, generally when we see this, it's sitting up front here because there is a lock so you can leave it attached while you're driving down the road. But I like to show people that this does just pop on and off. So if you don't want it in the van, if you think it just takes up space so you're not going to use it, you can pop it off, fold it up, and then just store it in the garage at home. Or in this case, I'm going to put it in the back of the van. Now we do have the Murphy bed in the Solis 59PX. So very simple, drops down and then unfolds. 77 inches long, so it can fit, a decent sized human. We have windows on both ends of the beds. Now each window does have these Velcro shades, so we can just unzip them. And then these windows do open so you can get some fresh air at night while you're sleeping. One more cabinet up above the bed. And then, so this bed, when you fold up, we just have a quick release latch on the front side of it. Now, underneath this bed, big cabinets, and this one's going to have all of our Winnebago stuff in it right now. So they give you things like the outside shower hose, your winterized hose, and then just kind of a starter kit. They also give you this, since the Solis 59PX does not come with spare tire. That is a fix-a-flat kit. It comes with a small air compressor as well as a slime chamber, so that if you had a nail in your tire and needed to patch it real quick just to get you, to town, we do have an air compressor in there just for additional safety. Really big drawer down underneath the bed. Right here is going to be our compartment for all of our circuit breakers and fuses. And then opposite of that, we've got these 2 nice net areas for additional storage. And then last but not least, for storage, 2 flip up doors. And those are about probably 3 feet long and 6 inches deep, just below the floor. Okay, so kind of talked about all the storage and everything. Let's talk about the actual mechanics of this van. So right here we've got the control pad for our Truma Combi system. Now this is going to control our hot water and heat, so we can run the heat up all the way to 86 degrees. Hot water, you have 3 modes, so Eco, Hot, and Boost. Now Eco is just going to keep your water warm. Hot is going to really start to warm it up, but it's going to take a little while. If you put it in Boost, you'll have hot water in about 15 minutes. And then there's also just a fan just to circulate air. Sometimes vans do get just a little bit stuffy. Right here, this is going to be our Winnebago One Place. So we can look at our water levels as well as our propane levels just by pushing a button, our battery level, and then your gray tank. Turn the water pump on and off, and then start and stop the generator on the 59PX. Remember, that generator's still running. You guys probably still haven't heard it other than when I was sitting outside. Another LP valve, so we can turn the LP tank on and off from either inside or outside. The Xantrex solar controller. Now on the roof of this van, we do have 215 watts of solar. This is just going to control that to make it charge when it needs to and stop charging so we don't ruin batteries. And then your holding tank heater for your gray tank. If you're out camping in cold weather, you just turn this on. That way your gray tank doesn't freeze up. And that's all your controls for this van. So very, very simple. Coming down into the cab, the Winnebago Solis 59PX is built on the Ram ProMaster chassis. So not a whole lot to see here. Over on the left side, we do have a battery boost just in case your batteries died and it wouldn't start. We can pull battery off of the house batteries. Our cruise control settings, lights on and off, as well as our blinkers. Radio controls, so mute, volume up, volume down, and then your voice command. Now, one of the big things I like about the Solis 59PX is they have the camera mirror. So in general, when you have RVs with rear view mirrors, you can't see anything out of them. So Winnebago went ahead and put the upgraded mirror in it so that you always have the rear view mirror. This is looking directly out the back. Down in the middle, little 4-inch screen. Now, if I put this van, oh, it's not gonna let me because I got the seat swiveled around. Alright, so now if I put this van in reverse, we also see the backup camera with grid lines on the 4-inch screen. Now we do have AM, FM, and Bluetooth radio right here. Easy screen on and off button, mute, settings for the radio, volume up and down, tune, standard HVAC controls, hazards, door unlock, stability control, fog lights. Down below, we've got 3 cup holders, and there's also 1 on each door. So pretty simple cab, not a whole lot to go over, but it is a very ergonomic cab. It's comfortable to sit in for extended periods of time. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap up my walkthrough of this 2022 Winnebago Solis 59PX. If you have any questions about this unit, please feel free to give me a call. Again, my name is Brian Moritz, and I'm with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, and my phone number is 303-482-6375. Thank you so much.